Alright, here we are. I'm going to show you the way to set up and get to the editing portion of a photo in Photoshop. So, make sure you've installed Creative Cloud on your desktop and that you have the photography um, Creative Cloud license. It'll come with two programs, Photoshop and Lightroom. The first thing we do is in your Finder, make sure your external hard drives are set up and set up to backup. So the way we do that is pick the drive that you want externally. I use Lacy Secure. It's a 4 TB drive. And then I have a Seagate Backup that I've configured for Time Machine. So the way you do that is you go into System Preferences, go to Time Machine, and then you select the disk. So whichever disk you have, you would select the disk. I happen to choose the Time Machine disk, the 8 TB disk. I have two 8 TB disks. And my full system and the drives that I choose after I've selected the disk, I say exclude these drives from the black backup. So you can see Lacy Secure is not on this list because I removed it off of here. So it's going to back up everything. So every time we add photos to a photo project, make a change, about every hour it's going to back itself up automatically. You don't have to worry about it. It saves time and saves space. So now that we got the backup out of the way, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our photo projects. You should have this folder on the drive that you're going to use for editing. And then you name a project based on the filing convention. So I choose month, day, and year, and then the name of the project. And then inside of there, there's exports digital, PSD, raw, and then there's one more, which is exports that's what we're going to send to the printer. So in the raw folder, you will copy and paste the files from your SD card directly into the raw folder. So that's where you would store them. And then once you store them, and then once a backup has happened after you've put them in the raw folder, then you can delete them off your SD card. That way, in case you mess something up, they're backed up. So let's get started. And the way we're going to import these raw photos into Lightroom. So open up Lightroom. When you open up Lightroom for the first time, it may automatically open to a new catalog, and you can change that from inside of Preferences. Inside of Preferences, it's going to ask me to open up a new catalog. I'm just going to open up Deception Pass because we've already imported it into a project, and I'm going to show you just a few things. And then we use a Lightroom catalog, LRCat, to view our files in the raw folder. That way we don't import into, we don't copy the files into Lightroom, we just import them into Lightroom. So we have our full catalog here. If you press G, it will show you all the files that we've imported. So if you don't have this screen and you want to import your files from your raw folder, you would just click Import. You would navigate in your hard drive to Photo Projects, to the appropriate folder, and then select the raw folder. And you can see all of our raw folders are in there. You make sure that you choose Add and not copy as DNG or move. And the reason is they're already raw photos and we want to reference those files. So once you've selected those folders, make sure they're all checked, or those files, make sure they're all checked, and then hit Import. We've already done that. So we have a lot of photos from this photo shoot, and we want to go through them at this stage. Double click on the thumbnails, and you can resize this however you like. I like this size. And you can choose the photos that you want to keep. Like, I don't particularly like that one, but I think she does. So I would right click and set a flag to flagged. If we don't like one of the files, that one's a little bit alright. Could probably do some work with that. Let's set flag and flag it. And you would do this for all your files all the way down for the entire shoot that you did. Once we've got them done, you can go to filters, flagged. If you're still not sure that you're in a toss-up between two images, you can actually right click on it and set a rating. You can also do that from here. You can flag it or unflag it and set a rating like maybe 3 stars. And then this one, you would also set it maybe 2 stars. And it's up to you. That way, if you're done editing all the photos that you've flagged and you want to really narrow it down further, you can go to rated. If you filter it to rated, you can see just those 2 that we've started there. You can make a decision on which ones you want. But for now, we're just going to leave it unflagged. So we have our images. There's a few of them here. I'm going to pick one that has all the features which require a little bit of effort to edit. Like, for example, this photo has eyes, teeth, and skin blemishes that we can definitely easily fix. So let's pick that photo. There she blows. And we'll now go into the develop stage. Now, this is linear from top to bottom, but I don't recommend doing that. This photo probably doesn't look like the way that you intended it, and that's because when you first import it, the photo will look like that, because Adobe automatically applies the Adobe standard profile, which is not standard really. We want to go to a camera profile we shot it in. So this particular photo was shot in camera portrait. So we'll pick camera portrait, and this will probably look a lot closer to the way you shot it and the way you viewed it in camera. You can also go in here and adjust the primary colors. Like if you have a green tint,